All right, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Kevin back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a pretty much a quick live video going over the winter weather potential as we get towards your Saturday time frame here. So I've been back and forth with this map for the last 12 hours, depending on what model you want to look at, etc. And this is what we got at this point here. So I'm gonna go over this map, and I want to stress heavily, especially whenever you're dealing with winter weather. I know a lot of people, they want snow, we want snow, but I want to stress with this map is very, very, very subject to change. It's going to be changing a lot over the next 12 to 24 hours here, so keep this in mind. We will have all the updates you need to know over the next couple of days here. So this is what I have at this point. This is me sitting down over the last 12 hours, figuring out what to do, etc. So much of northern Arkansas, I'm pretty confident that you're going to have the potential of seeing winter weather across your area as we get towards Saturday and Saturday night. Timing right now still is a little bit uncertain at this point, okay? Now, for southern Arkansas and central Arkansas, all right, rain to snow. Now, I know a lot of people saw the map earlier are saying no snow, it's not going to happen here, etc. I want to stress that, you guys, it takes a lot to forecast these winter weather events, okay? If we say it's not going to snow there, then it's not going to snow. But until then, just have a little patience with us, and we'll get through it. Okay. So right now, accumulation map's not going to go out. Okay. The system is not sampled yet. There's a lot of uncertainty with this system right now. However, I have gotten enough confidence to go rain to snow for much of central and in southern Arkansas as well here, kind of blending all the computer model guidance into one. So this is our graphic at this point. I've also added at the top the potential for impactful winter weather event with this system as well. I have not added heavy snow with this yet. We're still waiting to see what Computer Model Guys wants to do this afternoon and into the night here. But we promise you guys we're going to nail this forecast. We're going to get all the information out for you guys as quickly as possible. We're dealing with an unsampled system, so we have to wait for the data to come in, get a good agreement with Computer Model Guidance, and then break it down and tell you guys about it. So this is what we have at this point, okay? Southern Arkansas right now, I've been back and forth. I think this is the reason why I didn't put it out this morning, because I've been back and forth between putting you guys rain and snow or a cold rain down there in Southern Arkansas. Right now, I think rain and snow, because this is going to be such a very strong system. You guys are going to see on satellite here in just a minute what I'm talking about. But if you're just now tuning in, this is our preset map for the Saturday and the Saturday night time frame here. I know it's kind of a little bit aggressive, but this is what we're going with right now. So much of northern Arkansas should remain a good amount of snow up there in northern and northeastern Arkansas. Central and south, uncertainty right now. However, we'll keep you guys updated on the next couple of days here. So accumulations right now, as I mentioned before, you're not going to see accumulation map here until at the earliest this time around tomorrow, because of the fact that there's so much uncertainty with everything. If you need information with the counties, it's on the right hand side of the graphic here. We got the cities, and we have the graphic that cities and the counties on both sides of the map here. So this is what we got at this point here, guys. Rain and snow for central and south. Before, there's a lot of uncertainty with this map, so stay with this over the next couple of days here, because it's going to change back and forth as we get more computer model guidance in over the next, I would say, 24 to 48 hours here. So question-wise, I'm going to get to your questions in just a bit as well. The Ouachitas at this point looks to be the better area in the higher elevations for the potential of accumulations, but it still remains to be seen at this point because of the fact that a 50-mile shift to the south or the north with this track of this low pressure can mean the difference between seeing a good amount of snow and not seeing a thing at all. So it's just a wait and see on that right now. But I wanted to give you guys a quick live update on what to expect with this. So this is going to come back on the screen here in just a bit. I'm going to go over what the system looks like right now. And while I'm going over guidance, I'm going to answer questions as well. So this is what the system looks like right now. My face is back, by the way. This is the system at this point here out in the Pacific. This thing is a beast out here in the Pacific right now. So you can see a well-defined circulation here. We've had aircraft go in and get samples out of this system. However, the upper air network up here in northwestern portions of the country, it has to get onshore first before we get a true reading on what this system is going to do, the potential track, etc. here. But you can definitely see on satellite imagery here. I'm going to play the satellite imagery for you guys real quickly here. And you can see the well-defined area of low pressure here in the Eastern Pacific coming into the northwestern portions of the country. So this is your system. This is the troublemaker, the one that's been causing all the ruckus about the snow potential here in Arkansas, etc. This is your storm system here, and it's moving to the north and east here. It's going to be moving into the northwestern portions of the country as we get towards late tonight and the early part of your Thursday morning. So we should get a better reading on what's going to be happening as we get towards late tonight into tomorrow. So pay attention to us tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be what we call a sink or swim day with computer model guidance. What does it do at this point? But you can definitely see on your satellite imagery here, this is your system here. This is the troublemaker that's been moving west with every single run with the computer model guidance here. So now I've gotten all that off my chest. I'm going to have the preset map for you guys on the page as soon as this live stream is over. I'm going to go over the computer model guidance, but while I'm on computer model guidance, I'm going to answer questions here. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for being here as well. So if you guys got any questions, please let me know at this point here. So I'm going over to Euro. The Euro has been the one to talk about, and I'm fixing to see why it's been talked about, because I haven't had a chance to see the 12Z as of yet here. So basically what the European model does, and you can see what it does, there's your system down here in North Louisiana, your lows well out towards the west, and what it does here, so it basically fits what I'm saying with the computer model guidance here. It has rain from much of central and southern Arkansas going to snow as we get towards Saturday evening into Saturday night, and actually, matter of fact, it carries this, and this is now starting to become more of a Sunday system now from Saturday night into Sunday if you were to go with the Euro here. So the European model is actually, if you want snow across the entire state, is your best friend here. It's really got the snowfall going on across much of Arkansas here, and I think the Euro is going to be the one to take it home. GFS and the other models right now are still kind of struggling on the overall position of the low, but I think the European model is going to be the one to take this one home at this point here. So I'm going to zoom this out, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this is the South Central Plains here, and you can see your upper level lows back out here towards the west. All right, let's go here to your Varsity, and you can see your surface lows in Mississippi, and there's your upper level lows. So this is what it does, and this would be a classic winter storm here in Arkansas. As a matter of fact, take that back. It's a classic snowstorm here in Arkansas. What it does, it merges the upper level low with the surface low and creates a powerhouse system just to the east of Arkansas. So that would mean the potential of significant snowfall here in Arkansas. It would be basically a dream scenario for snow here in Arkansas if you were to go to European model. So Euro really likes the idea of having snowfall here in Arkansas with that. Now I'm going to go to GFS and we'll go to Canadian here just a bit, but I'm going to answer some questions real fast. So the Cabot area, Central Arkansas, still wait and see at this point. I'm confident of going rain to snow for you guys in Central Arkansas, but there's still a lot of uncertainty here. And what I mean by uncertainty is if, let's say, the European model verifies, okay, then the map would change to all snow across North Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas. Central Arkansas would still remain rain and snow, but you would have to watch late Saturday night, early Sunday morning for a heavy snow potential if you were to go to Euro. And then Southern Arkansas would be rain and snow as well. So if the European model verifies, then the preset map that you guys just saw at the beginning of the live stream would verify greatly. So the uncertainty with this is you've got GFS, which is a little bit further north than this, that has mainly a north and central Arkansas event and completely cuts out southern Arkansas. It has cold rain down there. So the northern half of Arkansas is the certain part at this point. Central and south, I would say from Fort Smith to the metro, the Memphis south, that's where the forecast becomes uncertain at this point. So let me see here about Foreman, same thing. Clarksville, same thing for you guys. Dumas down there in southeast Arkansas, same thing. So central and south right now, the uncertain part of the forecast. North Arkansas, I'm pretty confident you're going to see in a pretty decent winter weather event. I'm almost wanting to say a winter storm for you guys, but I'm wanting to see what the computer model guys wants to do this evening into the night once we get a sampling of that system. And you guys saw with satellite imagery here, it's a powerhouse out there in the East Pacific right now here. So will this be like last year's snowstorm right now? No. If you go Euro, you make a run for it, but I don't think it's going to be anything like that here. So let's talk about the euro for just a bit, okay? So the euro, what it wants to do, really blows up East Central Arkansas. So it doesn't make a run for last year's storm system, because last year's storm system was much more powerful, had a lot of cold air with it, and had a lot more moisture with it. So you had totals going up to, in some cases, near a foot or even surpassing a foot of snow. So this time around, it's a much lower scale. However, it still would warrant winter storm watches, winter storm warnings across Arkansas if you were to go with the European model. But I'm going to show you guys GFS in a bit, because I don't want you guys to kind of sell the euro right now. I know the euro's been on a fast track, it's been doing really good over the last couple of months, but I don't want you guys just selling on the euro. I know it's really, really good for Arkansas, but you have to look at GFS, you have to look at the Canadian, you got to look at NAM, you got to look at the other models and see if it kind of lines up or even somewhat agrees with the solution here. So Heber Springs, same thing, guys. So as I said before, for Central and South Arkansas, it's uncertain right now because of the track of the low. Northern Arkansas, I'm pretty certain you're going to see it. Unless something majorly changes over the next 12 to 24 hours, Northern Arkansas, I'm pretty certain you're going to see this winter weather event. Central and South is where the uncertain part at this point here. So, Julia, great question. I've gotten asked about this a lot. Temperatures will be low enough for Central Arkansas to get snow, okay? This event is going to be unique in its own event. This event's going to happen with temperatures 32 to 36 degrees. So we've had the situation here in Arkansas. It's been a while since we had a setup like this in Arkansas, but what we call an upper level low is going to move through. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick. So this is the 500 millibar level, okay? And I'm going to show you this real fast. You go to Euro. Euro really takes this off, by the way. If Euro verifies, we're going to be in it for snow here. But you can see on the map here, so the lighter colors here, this is what we call a 500 millibar upper level low or a closed low. Basically, these lows are known for carrying their own cold air. So it may not seem like, you know, last year we had temperatures in the teens and 20s with snow, etc. It's not going to be that situation. You're going to be, if you're in that low, you may have a chance of seeing snowfall with temperatures 35, 36 degrees at some places. So temperatures are going to vary, but it's not going to be like a true Arctic air mass. It's going to be completely different from what we've seen in the past where we've had snow in the teens and 20s, etc. So just kind of throw the temperature thing out at this point here, because with the upper level low, it's going to bring its own cold air. That's how strong this system is. I think a lot of people are not seeing how strong this system is. It's very unique system, but it's going to bring its own cold air with it. That's why we're looking at the potential of seeing snowfall with this. And that is a great question, Michael. Could we see thunder snow in Northeast Arkansas? Michael, if the European model verifies, yes. And the reason why is because you get a merger. You get a merger of this low here. I'm going to draw it out. All right, so you get a low here over Arkansas, this upper level low, and you have your surface low back out here. So basically what it does here, and we'll take this European model out for just a bit. You're going to see it real fast. So what it does here, it merges the upper level low with the surface low. If that happens, then you're going to see a convective band may set up from central into eastern Arkansas if you were to go with the European model. So right now, it's a wait and see. The Euro's a little aggressive with this, but it provides the merger of the upper level low and the surface low. That is what you want to get a significant snow event here in Arkansas. And they wouldn't be just ice. This will be a significant snow event for us here in the natural state if you were to go with the European model. So that was a great question, Michael. Yes, you would see it if the European model were to verify at this point here. So let me see here, Michael. Yes, there's going to be a lot of moisture with this, especially at the low levels. These snowflakes are going to be huge. They're going to be those $50 size snowflakes are going to fall if you see it with this event here. So Surrey, Central Arkansas, as I mentioned before, still uncertain right now. I'm confident going rain and snow. However, it's still uncertainty right now here. And speaking of that, I'm going to go over to the GFS now. GFS is not too big of our best friend here in Arkansas. Well, it is, but it isn't. Not like the European model is. Euro verifies the entire state has the potential of seeing snow. Now, if you go with the GFS is kind of the party pooper out of all this. So let's go ahead and take you guys out with the GFS real quickly. So there's your upper low coming in. There's your surface low, by the way, down here. So Upper level low is here, surface low is down here, okay? And basically what it does, there's your upper level low coming through as we get towards late Saturday night and the early Sunday morning here. Now, the GFS is about as close to the Euro as you can get without it being the European model, okay? What it does, it merges the low with the upper level low. However, it does it east of Arkansas, and it's further north, okay? You need this system to take a Oklahoma, Texas, North Louisiana, and a Mississippi track. You don't want this coming through South Arkansas because it pushes your snow line north. So Central Arkansas would still see it. Let's go to your preset map and show you guys this real quick. Okay, so you go GFS. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So you have your surface low come through. You switch over to snow across North and Central Arkansas, but it cuts out Southern Arkansas. So Central Arkansas and North would see it, but it cuts out the southern portions of the state. So you need the state to merge, but you need it to merge south of the state. You needed to go from a Oklahoma, Texas, North Louisiana, into Mississippi track if you were to get a significant snowfall event here, especially for much of Arkansas. Mount Home up there, I'm pretty certain you're going to see it as we get towards Saturday and Saturday evening here. So, great question. Will it be wet snow or powder? It's going to be a very, very wet snow with this system because of the fact there's a good amount of low-level moisture. And speaking of that, let's show you guys that real quickly here. So I'm going to go to moisture. Let's go to PWatt values here. So precip of water here, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So behind this system, it's not going to be a lot, but during this system, QPF is right around a half an inch to almost an inch. So there's a good amount of moisture, especially low level, that you'll have with the system here. So it's going to be those big flakes. It's going to be that wet snow that's going to fall as we get towards the Saturday and Saturday evening time frame here. We don't need snow here in South Central Arkansas. People would go stir crazy again, I know. But I cannot rule out Southern Arkansas right now. Southern Arkansas is pretty uncertain. GFS is still back and forth here, but for Northern Arkansas, I'm 100% confident that it's going to happen. Central and South, that's where it starts to become a little bit uncertain here. We'll have more information on that as we get towards tomorrow, as we get a better sampling on the system here. So, Michael, great question. Could there be power outage issues with this? Right now, it's still a wait and see, especially when you're dealing with heavy wet snow, especially across northern and northeastern Arkansas. There is that potential. Right now, I'm waiting to see what temperatures do on Friday. That's going to be the big question on how cold the power lines get, how cold the ground gets, etc. I'm going to go take a look at the NAM real quickly here. Let's talk about temperatures here. So, temperatures, if you go with the NAM model here, and the 18Z should be coming out here in just a bit here, but you can see on Friday, so this is what it does on Friday, all right, especially in northeastern Arkansas, you have a big gradient, 60s in southern Arkansas, 30s in northeastern Arkansas here, so it swings the front about 12 to 24 hours ahead of the system, so you will have the cold air in place by this point here, okay, so Saturday, you stay in the 30s across Arkansas. This is pretty good for snow accumulation here, and you can see how temperatures fall by the time we get towards Saturday evening, Saturday night, in the early part of your Sunday morning here. All right, let's take a look at your 5-minute millibar here. So remember what I said. You need this system to merge south of Arkansas. That's how you're going to get your significant snow event here in Arkansas. You need it to merge south of Arkansas. The NAM is doing a really good job here. There's your upper level low back here. There's your surface low right here. So it's doing a really good job. Let's keep this south of Arkansas if you want snow here in the natural state. If it goes further north, then that's where you start lessening the snowfall potential here in Arkansas. But it's still a wait and see. Amounts right now, uncertain. You're not going to see an accumulation map out from us until tomorrow because of the fact that the system unsampled. You don't have a lot of data with it right now except from the aircraft from earlier. So there's not a lot of information with the system at this point. However, accumulations right now are still very, very uncertain at this time here. So let's go ahead and talk to you guys about the preset map here. And you can see what the NAM does here. So you can see there's your upper level low back out here towards the west. There's your snowfall across Oklahoma. And then there's your surface low. So the surface low is a perfect track. I believe the NAM model is following the European model. Right now, it's still waits to be seen, but I think the NAM is starting to trend towards more Euro versus the GFS here. So GFS is not really our best friend. The Euro is definitely our best friend, for much of Arkansas at this point here. So, Dustin, great question. Will ground temperatures be too hot? No. Ground temperatures right now are in the 40s, low 50s, especially across southern Arkansas. All right. Ground temperatures are going to be marginal, but they will start to fall as we get to our Saturday and Sunday time frame here. I've seen it before where you get snowfall rates pretty high, and it doesn't matter where your ground temperature's in, you can get accumulations here. So mainly on the elevated surfaces, we'll have to watch. And another thing that I'm worried about, especially whenever you're dealing with heavy, wet snow, is the roadways. The roadways become wet, and then on Sunday, temperatures fall into the upper 20s, low 30s, and that's where you start having road issues here. So we'll have to watch that close at this time here. So Northeast Arkansas, I'm pretty certain you're going to see winter weather up there. All the computer model guidance is sold on northern Arkansas at this time. Central and South is where the question remains at this point. Now, Central, you're getting there. You're getting there. You got the computer model guidance favoring you guys no matter what you do. Southern Arkansas still remains to be seen at this point here. So, just as I said before, kind of reiterating everything I'm saying at this time, the upper level low, surface low, it needs to merge. I'm going to go back to the Euro. Okay, the Euro is the perfect example to get winter weather here in Arkansas. You need this. You need this map to verify. You need the upper level low to track into southern Arkansas and North Louisiana. You need the surface low in Mississippi, because what this does, all right, you have a merger of two systems. I'm going to change my color to marker here. So you have a merger of two systems in your surface low and your upper level low, and it creates a powerhouse. All right, it creates a powerhouse low just to the east of Arkansas. So basically, you'll have northeast winds. You'll have moisture coming in. This is a perfect scenario for snowfall for us here in Arkansas. Too bad all the computer model guidance don't verify with the European model right now here, but we'll wait and see. Let's see what happens at this point here. So let me see let's do a pancake at the European model here. So let me see here, Southwest Missouri getting snow. Yes, Southwest Missouri, I'm pretty confident on seeing snowfall up there in southern Missouri at this time here. Right now, power outage issues is still a wait and see. We'll talk more about that as we get towards Thursday and Friday. We'll have a little bit more in terms of, it's basically like a severe weather setup. You know, you have your base setup. What are you looking at potentially? And then as you get closer and closer and closer to the events, you start talking more of the impacts, like how does the road impacts going to be, or the power outage impacts, etc. So right now, our map is doing pretty good. You know, you have your rain snow potential for central and south, all snow north at this time here. It's going to vary over the next couple of days, so it's very, very crucial you guys stay with us at this time here. And also, if you guys have any questions that you would like to be shown on here, I'm going to attempt to see if it's going to allow me to do it on here. So if you go on YouTube and leave a comment, I'm going to try to see if I can pull up your comment on here. It's some new software that I'm trying to work with at this point here. So Courtney, great question. What computer model guidance do you trust more? Is it more consistent, GFS, Euro, or NAM? The European model, and this kind of throws back to the winter storm from last year. The European model, once again, is being a brick wall. GFS, NAM, and the others are kind of back and forth right now. European model is being a brick wall. The last time Euro was a brick wall, there was a foot of snow on the ground. So I don't think it's going to be that to that extent right now. However, I do not like what the European model is going with this here. So the European model, as I said before, it's been mainly a brick wall. It's been pretty consistent on bringing the upper level low through and kind of taking it on that southern Arkansas, North Louisiana track, and then taking it up here, kind of merging this, and you can see what it does. This is Sunday morning, by the way. You have a complete merger of the two systems here. So you get a powerhouse low in northern Mississippi, cold air thrown on behind it. Perfect setup for Arkansas, especially for our folks in eastern and northeastern Arkansas, where you run the potential. And I'm going to check with the Euro real quickly with this here. And this is something that I look at for severe weather purposes, but we're going to see what it does here. And this is what I'm worried about, okay? So this is Saturday night and early Sunday morning. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean here. So you start seeing a little bit of an instability return up here in this area here. That's the area I'll have to watch. Northern Mississippi, eastern, into central Arkansas here. And you're thinking these numbers are so low. Why am I looking at this? Well, the reason why I'm looking at this is because if you go with the Euro, it has the potential of thunder snow in eastern Arkansas and across northwestern Mississippi and southwestern Tennessee. So you have to watch it very closely here if you were to go with the European model here. You can go back to the precip and you can kind of overlay where that instability band is at this point here. So that's where it starts really getting going. And then right at this point, you see it really expand with that convective band across western Tennessee down into eastern Arkansas at this point. So the European model right now is our perfect setup. You can't get any better setup than what the European model has right now. So what do you think has the better handle on this right now? Synoptic wise, I'll go Euro. Right now, GFS, I can't rule out GFS either. Okay, so GFS is not quite Euro yet, but it's there. It's about as close as you can get with this. The problem with the Euro and the GFS, as you can see, Euro was further south, GFS not much north, but it's about a good 50 miles to the north than the Euro. It'll be very, very interesting to see if the GFS caves to the Euro. I've seen this happen before where it's almost par on with each other and then GFS completely caves to the Euro. So that's something that we're going to watch this evening and into the night here. So that's what it does. It merges the system, but the problem is your system's further north. It's not in Mississippi, it's in Tennessee. So that takes your heavier snow band from eastern Arkansas and central Arkansas and it pushes it 50 miles to the north. Central Arkansas still sees snow. Everybody else still sees snow because of the merger, but it doesn't have the widespread event than what the European model has at this point here. So we'll have to watch the situation very, very closely. So the GFS right now for the north, Euro a little bit further south, but it's not much of a big difference. It's only about maybe 50-mile difference here. And as a matter of fact, this is what I like about Weatherbell. I can show a comparison. So that's the GFS. Let's go to Euro. So what you're looking at here is, and we'll see about going and zooming this out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So give me 1 second. I'm going to see about trying to bringing this down over here. So I'm going to kind of zoom it up over here. So there it is. So this is the GFS on your left-hand side and your Euro on the right-hand side. You can see the difference what I'm talking about. Not much of a difference, but there's a difference there between the GFS and the Euro. So GFS on this side, Euro on this side here over here. So you can see what the European model does. It merges the low east of Arkansas, but it's southeast of Arkansas. GFS is further north with this, but not much. It's only about a good 50 to 100 miles north than the European model right now. It's not that big of a difference with this. So that tells me that you're starting to get a good amount of agreement. You're starting to get a placement on the system here. So that's good news. Let's see if this trend continues as we get towards this evening here. So time frame with this right now, Saturday through Sunday morning at this point here. We'll have localized timing over the next 2 days here because we're still getting a good reading on the system. We're still getting everything kind of on hand with the system at this point here. So we'll have localized timing as we get closer and closer to the event. But right now, it's still a little bit uncertain because at first, we were talking about Friday night and then Saturday morning. Then we started talking about Saturday morning and a Saturday afternoon. Now we're talking Saturday afternoon and a Saturday night. So you can see where timing's going with the system here. It's getting a little bit delayed right now. And the number one thing I'm kind of concerned about, I talked to Derek about this briefly. You have a ridge east of Arkansas in the north in the Ohio Valley, and you have a southeast ridge to our southeast. What I'm worried is the two ridges could hold this system back all the way until Sunday afternoon. If that happens, you're going to start talking about problems here in Arkansas because you will have a merged upper level low with the surface low by that point, and that's where you start piling up the snowfall accumulation. So I had somebody come up to me earlier and ask me, are we looking for the potential of a foot of snow out of this? If this thing stalls out, then it will be possible. It really, really would be possible. Right now, it's still a wait and see. But if it stalls out, and that's going to be your number one thing that you're going to have to watch because you got significant ridging to the east of this. I'm going to show you guys this graphically real quick. So let's go to the southeast. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so over here, you have your ridge over here. I'm going to go back, show you guys this real quickly here. So don't pay attention to too much of the colors. Kind of pay attention to what I'm going to draw out here. So You have your low here. All right, and I appreciate you guys for liking my live streams and stuff like that. I want to break everything down so you guys get a better handle on what we're talking about here. So you have ridging here, and you have ridging here. Okay, so you have a gateway between the two ridges for this system to travel. My problem is if this ridge is stronger or this is ridge stronger and they block off this low, then it stalls. If it stalls out, you pile up the snow accumulations here in Arkansas. That's what my number one concern is. We've had that happen before. Throwback to last year. It happened here in Arkansas where your low was supposed to kick out and it never did because you had a sandwiched ridge to our east. You had an Arctic ridge to the north of that and a southeast ridge kind of mixing together, and it blocks the path of this low, so it stalls out for a brief period of time, and that's where you start seeing the accumulations pile up here in Arkansas. So that's the number one thing I'm worried about. We'll have to wait and see on what happens. I think this is going to be a semi-progressive system. It should be getting out of here pretty quick, but that's the number one thing I'm kind of worried about at this point here. If this Arctic ridge is stronger, then first of all, the Arctic ridge is stronger, you bring in more colder air here in Arkansas, so you'll start talking more 20s than anything else. But if your southeast ridge is stronger, then it forces your system north, but it stalls it out. So it's a lot of you can see the uncertainties kind of piling up with this at this point here. So it's kind of a wait and see right now. So I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys listening to this live stream. Just keep in mind that this is not going to be the last live stream that we're going to have. We're going to have one tomorrow and definitely on Friday here. And I'm hoping by Friday we should at least have some winter weather headlines to talk about here. So someone said the Weather Channel is using the GFS here. They're calling for nothing less than an inch here in Clinton, Arkansas, central Arkansas. Right now, it's still a wait and see. I don't want to talk about accumulations too much because it's Wednesday. You're talking Thursday, Friday, first part of Saturday morning. You're still 2.5 days away from this. Accumulations change on a 12-hour basis. You can literally talk about some areas seeing like a half an inch of snow, and then we get to Saturday and it goes from a half an inch to 3 inches. Or somewhere where someone's calling for 3 inches of snow, and we get to Saturday and they see less than half an inch. So our accumulations vary so much, it's not even funny. So that's why you don't see an accumulation map out from us until literally we get a day or two out because it's so uncertain. There's a lot of variables that go into an accumulation map. And it takes time to kind of develop one. How does the track look? How does the cold air look, etc. So what time for the snow? Right now, Matthew, it's still a wait and see. I think it's going to be hopefully Sunday morning we should be done with this. Some computer model guys, especially the ensembles. I had a buddy of mine was talking to me earlier about how the ensembles were piling up the snowfall here in Arkansas. I had like a foot of snow here. If that system stalls out, we could potentially be talking about that. I don't want to buy that right now because I think this system has a gateway of getting out. But if it stalls out, that's where it's going to start piling up here in Arkansas, especially in eastern and northeastern Arkansas. So let me see here. I'm just worried that the weather will be so unpredictable that we won't be able to prepare. Whatever y'all say to do, I'm going to do. I appreciate that, Jessica, so much. We promise you, we lose a lot of sleep trying to give you guys the forecast and breaking everything down. Weather is very unpredictable, but we try to make it as predictable as we possibly can. So that's why sometimes you see stuff talked about 2 weeks in advance or as early as sometimes even 3 weeks in advance because of the fact that weather is so unpredictable that we try to give you guys that advance warning. We try to give you guys that heads up like, hey, watch this system, watch the system, watch the system. Whatever it's forecast, even if it's quiet, we have to talk about something that's long range because, you know, things change. This system, okay, this system, for just an example, was supposed to miss us to the northeast. This was supposed to be in the Ohio Valley into a southeast winter storm. It was supposed to completely miss Arkansas at an entirely. What happened over the last couple of days? You saw a shift to the west, and the west, and west, and west, and west, and that's when we start talking about Arkansas. So we've gone from what's supposed to be a quiet week to now talking about snowfall here in Arkansas. So that tells you how unpredictable weather is here at this point. So let me see before. Yeah, they always okay. So Brian, I'm gonna kind of address that comment here. We're not getting anybody's hopes up. Okay, there's a lot that goes into this forecast, etc. That's just a thing with here with weather. Okay, Arkansas can be weird. I mean, we all know that, but right now in northern Arkansas, I'm confident you're going to see winter weather. I'm pretty confident you're going to see winter weather there in northern northeast Arkansas. Central and south, that's why I'm saying uncertainty right now, because I don't want everybody expecting it and then it doesn't happen and then, you're upset. So that's why I'm telling you guys now that it's uncertain, but the confidence is growing, especially in central Arkansas here. So, Ryan, a rough estimate snowfall accumulations. Right now, I can't even give you a rough estimate. That's how bad it is because it's going to vary. It varies so much with computer model guidance right now. As a matter of fact, this is why I like using Weatherbell. I'm going to show you just exactly what I'm talking about here. So we're going to do another comparison. All right. And I'm going to go over the snowfall accumulations. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. This is why I'm telling you guys now the accumulation maps. If you see an accumulation map out right now, I'm gonna challenge it. I'm gonna see if it's gonna verify or not here. So this is the European model, and there's the GFS on the left hand side. I'm gonna see about scooting this screen over so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is why accumulation maps are so hard to predict right now. Okay, you go GFS, foot of snow for southern Missouri, north Arkansas, maybe a dusting to an inch here in central, maybe a trace in southern Arkansas, then a general 2 to 3 for north central Arkansas. You go Euro. Okay, let's take this out all the way to Sunday morning when this event's supposed to be over with. So, give it 1 second. It's going to load up on this screen here. Okay, so there's your new snowfall accumulation map. Okay, so you go Euro, you're talking a much wider area of 4 to 5 inches of snow. Southern Arkansas, kind of get the shorter end of the stick, but trace to a ½ inch snow down there. 4 to 5 for central. Some areas, especially with that convective band that you see in northeastern Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, could approach a foot of snow. You go GFS, foot of snow for northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, near an inch in central, maybe a dusting across southern Arkansas. This is why you don't have an accumulation map out right now. There's so much uncertainty at this point, it's not even funny. So, you see accumulation map out right now, I would challenge it. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm going to challenge it because there's a lot of uncertainty here. And I can actually, matter of fact, let's see about putting up the Canadian over here. So this is the Canadian model. Canadian model, our best friend for us here in Arkansas too. So the Canadian Euro are best friends right now, kind of going against GFS. They're like, GFS, what are you doing? Why do you have it that far north? Let's bring those totals further south. Let's bring it into central and southern Arkansas. So that's what that's why you don't have an accumulation map out from us right now. Model guidance in the terms of a overall amounts are out on the air right now. There's a lot of uncertainty with this here. So Palestine, still same thing for you. Boonville, same thing. Northeastern Arkansas, I'm pretty confident. As you're going to see winter weather here. I think you were asking for the accumulation of their northeast Arkansas. Still wait and see. You can see the difference with the two models. You go right now up there in northeast Arkansas, you got both models saying a foot of snow up there. I don't want to buy that high of amount right now. My problem is if this thing stalls out, that's where you're going to start seeing some trouble in paradise here. So I'm going to see if it'll let me pull up an ensemble. So let's go here. I'm going to see, but I don't think it's gonna let me do it. Let's see about trying to pull up an ensemble mean real quickly here. So I'm going to go to it real fast and show you guys what I'm talking about here. So the Euro, okay, so this is Euro ensembles, by the way. It's right on board with its operational run, but you can see what it does. Look at here. With this powerhouse system here, it really blows up the Appalachians into the Northeast here, but you can see what I'm talking about. So some higher elevation areas near a foot of snow up here towards eastern Arkansas. This will be a pretty significant event here across Arkansas, with some places getting upwards to a half a foot of snow across Arkansas here, and everybody gets it. Everybody sees snowfall if you go with the European model ensemble here. So the European model is almost really our best friend with this. Let's go to snow depth real quickly here and see what I'm talking about. So that's what it has here. It has a good amount of snow across much of Arkansas. It kind of falls along with its operational run. So right now here, so we'll be looking forward to your update tomorrow. So hard to even make a comment about where, when, how, and when. Yeah, That's what I'm kind of doing right now. That's why I was sitting here. I told Derek earlier, I was sitting here like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to make a preset map, trying to figure out what to do. And I'm like, man, this is like so uncertain because you can go either way with this. As a matter of fact, there was one that I threw out. I made a rough draft that had heavy snow in northern and northeastern Arkansas, and snow all the way down to central, and then rain and snow in southern Arkansas. Right now, we'll wait and see on that, but you can see the uncertainty with this event here. So, let me see here. I won't even go to the grocery store beforehand, and maybe better chances of odds here in central Arkansas. Right now, Central, I think you have a good shot. I think you have a pretty good shot here in Central Arkansas. One of my buddies just told me the latest trends. I see that. The latest trends are much slower with the system, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm really, really starting to worry about that. That's my instinct starting to kick in one again. If this system stalls out, if it stalls out, you're going to get a foot of snow. You're going to get a foot of snow here in Arkansas. So if it's semi-progressive, then you'll look at totals like this. I really think, in my honest opinion, a lot of people are probably going to disagree because there's a lot of synoptic things that go along with this. But I personally think the European model has a better handle with this than the other computer model guys right now. It's such a powerful system. You got 2 areas of ridging in the Ohio Valley and the southeast. I think this system may have a chance of stalling out. If it stalls out, you need to look out in Arkansas. You could have the potential. You could see these totals. You're talking 9, 10, upwards to a foot of snow in some places here. We'll have to watch this closely as well because even the European model ensembles have the banding setting up here. All right, and this is convective banding, by the way. I'm going to double check something real quick. I'm going to make sure you don't have any sleet with this. I'm going to go back to the Euro real quick. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Stay with this, by the way, because I know it's about 40 minutes. It's supposed to be a quick update. But when you talk about winter weather, I can talk to you guys about winter weather for like hours and hours on end. So let's see here. Let's go to sleet totals real quick. And yeah, so basically what it does has a little bit of sleet with it. But basically what this tells me is that you have a lot of what's called convective activity going on. And basically convective means potential thunderstorms, or in this case, thunder snow. So you can see what's going on here if you look over the European model. Not much of a way in sleet. And by the way, those that are wondering about ice, I really wouldn't worry about it here. But if you know anybody in Georgia, South Carolina, or towards the North Carolina with what's called a damming event, where you have the southeast ridge kind of bunking in and the cold air going aloft, that's where you have the potential of an ice storm over there. So you can have a snow event here in Arkansas, and you go to the southeast, you have a major ice event. So if you know anyone in this area, kind of tell them to be on the lookout for the potential of seeing significant icing over there in southeast Arkansas, not southeast Arkansas, in the southeast portions of the country here. So I can listen for hours about winter weather. I know a lot of people are like, and we still have a good amount of 200 people here, so I at least have an audience to talk to about winter weather here. But you can see what I'm talking about here if you were to go with this system here. So the European model is just beautiful. I mean, I'm a winter weather lover myself. It's just absolutely beautiful. You can sit here and look at the European model all day long if you wanted to. You can't get a better setup here in Arkansas. I mean, the only thing I would probably challenge at this point is the surface low is 1,004. And you would need a stronger surface low to have the potential of seeing a more significant event here in Arkansas. But you can't beat Euro. I mean, you just can't. I mean, that's a scenario for the potential of seeing significant snow here in Arkansas. Not ice, not sleet or anything. Straight snow for us here in Arkansas. So let's see. Going over questions here, guys. If you guys any questions, please let me know. Let me see here. This is so much better than watching the news right now. I appreciate that, Austin. I try to make these live streams as entertaining as I can here. So I'm going to go to the YouTube thing real quickly here. So there was something I was wanting to try out with this here. So there was something. Okay, so we're now getting comments on YouTube. So bear me for just a bit. I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to see if it's going to let me do it. Is it going to let me do it? And, of course, you're not wanting to work. Of course, you're not wanting to connect. So hold on one second, guys. I'm going to see about something real quick. There's something I was wanting to try out. Been we got a whole new software, and I've been wanting to try this out over the last couple of live streams, but it hasn't been my best friend. So we're gonna see if we can get this to load up. You can do it. Perfect. All right. So, Paragon watching. Let's see if we can get that up on here. So, there's that. Okay. So, cool. So this is our new software. So if you're on YouTube right now, you can see your comment coming up at this point here. And there's one from Stacy as well. All right. So, hey guys, Stacy and Monticello. So if you're on YouTube right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. You can see your comment being pulled up on here. So, great question. If we get the accumulating snowfall here in Arkansas, if we get it, I will drag Derek. We'll go outside and we'll make snow angels. We'll make snow angels. We'll get it done. We'll get it done here in Arkansas if that's the case. Okay, so that's only if we get significant accumulations here at the Weather Center. That's the only way you're going to get it at this point here. So let's see here. Can you repeat the dates of this event once again? Alicia, this is going to go for Saturday into Sunday. Dates, timing, still a little bit uncertain at this point, but we're going to watch it very, very closely here over the next couple of days because that's where it's going to kind of verify in terms of everything on accumulations, trying to turn on everything at this point here. So, like I said before, if you guys are on YouTube, leave a comment. You can see your comment being pulled up on here. I was going to try to do it for Facebook. For some reason, it's only wanting to do it on YouTube. Still doing a little bit of software updates when I live stream as well here. So, yeah, they said it was going to be an AIM event over there in the East. Yeah, I'm really concerned over there in the Southeast that you could run for the potential of seeing a significant ice event over there. I think here in Arkansas, unless something majorly changes, I think the marginally cold temperatures are going to be our best friend because I think here in Arkansas, whatever happens, it should primarily be a snow event here in Arkansas. We should not have to deal with ice with this event. Right now, still a wait and see on this event here. So, when will you be able to tell if the system is going to stall out? At least sometimes that didn't happen until the day of. I will say this. I'm gonna go to the NAM. The 18Z is out. Should be out by now. Let's take a look at it while we're still here, and then I'm gonna hop off here, guys. Do the forecast. Keep you guys updated this evening, and then tomorrow around the same time, maybe a little earlier, I'll have the live stream out for you guys as well here. So, all right. So this new comment that just popped up here. Heber Springs, I just want to say I love you guys' forecast. Y'all the only ones that hit the nail last February. Appreciate everything that you do here. I appreciate that comment as well, guys. That's why we're here. We keep you guys informed on everything here. So this is the 18Z NAM. For some reason, I'm feeling kind of nervous and looking at this. I'm going to see what it's wanting to do here. So let's take you guys out. Let's see what it does. Okay, so your surface low, southern Arkansas up here. Okay. And what it does here, okay, so NAM right now has northern and central Arkansas here. What it does here with the upper level low, all right, your upper level low is still back out here, and your surface low is still here. So it doesn't do the merger yet. Not just yet. And the problem with the NAM, I want to stress some caution with the NAM. It's 84 hours out. So the NAM model right now is not going to be your best friend until you start getting into the 50 to 60 hour range. So the NAM is just now getting a pretty good handle on what to expect with this year. But if you go with the NAM, it has the majority of central and northern Arkansas seeing the potential of snow. It doesn't do the merger just yet. You need the merger to happen in order to get a good amount of snow here. Now, I think what the NAM is going to do is going to follow suit with the Euro, and it's going to have the merger happening as we get towards the late Saturday night and early Sunday morning time frame. That's what I think it's going to do as we get towards that point. So there's your low in Mississippi, western Alabama. Also, another thing that we'll have to watch here, and I don't think you're going to have an issue with this as well, you don't have a severe threat on the Gulf Coast. So no thunderstorm activity to rob us. I think we'll have the potential of seeing a good amount of snowfall here in Arkansas. And this is preliminary if you go with the NAM here. It's like I said before, it's just, oh, wow. Oh, wow. It really blows up northern Arkansas here. So it's kind of, it's wanting to go Euro and it's wanting to go GFS. It's kind of a mint to both right now here. So has the better shot of accumulation up here in northern Arkansas. Central right now still dusting to an inch. However, we will have to watch and see, because what it doesn't do the merger just yet. I want to see what's going to do when it does the merger, because you may see more snow development behind the system, and that could really pile on the totals here. So keep in mind, the NAM model right now is 18Z. It's 18Z. It's right at 84 hours out. So it's going to change a lot over the next couple of days here. But Northern Arkansas, I'm becoming more and more certain that you will see winter weather as we get to a Saturday and a Sunday. As a matter of fact, this amount of agreement may warrant some winter storm watches up there in Northern Arkansas by the time we get to it, probably late tonight and the early part of your tomorrow morning. So we'll watch that closely up there in Northern Arkansas. They try to get those winter storm watches out pretty early here once we have a good agreement per computer model guidance on what it wants to do here. So that's something that we're going to watch. Euro right now still stands. It's a brick wall. NAM's been kind of back and forth. GFS been kind of back and forth. Canadian, it's been kind of back and forth as well. So that's the 18Z NAM. So before, don't trust it right out of the gate, because it's still just now catching on. We don't have this system just sampled at this point. So we won't be going to the grocery store either. Don't get paid till next. So we got heard that. I heard that loud and clear here. So up there in Northern Arkansas, I'm going to tell you this right now. Go ahead and get your sleds ready. Up there in Northern Arkansas, I would say from Fayetteville to Mount Holm to Jonesboro down to Clinton, I would say go ahead and get your sleds ready. Go ahead and get your snow stuff ready at this point. Central and South remains to be seen at this point, but I'm growing more confident in Central Arkansas that it's going to be more towards probably tomorrow and Friday. We'll get a better idea for you guys. Southern Arkansas is very uncertain right now here. So I know there's winter storm watches out there right now. I'm going to double check something real quickly here. So right now, I don't think there's none here in Arkansas at this point. It's way too early. But my problem is, if you have this much agreement right out of the gate, because a winter storm watch is for winter events that is out for 36 hours. Okay, so there's now a winter storm watch up there in the Iowa area, up there in Northern Plains. So that tells me that they're starting to issue it as we get closer and closer to the event here. So we'll probably see it. If it's not tomorrow morning, it'll probably be late tomorrow in the early Friday morning. They're going to try to, once we get a good amount of agreement per computer model guys, they're going to try to get it out as quick as they can. Central and South, you may not see it until probably Friday, if it even were to occur. So something that we're going to watch closely, guys. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Our kid will be trying to get snowflakes in the window again. That's cute. Let me see here. At least I've already answered your question here. I'm going to watch that close here. But gut instinct right now tells me Euro's going to take this home. That's my gut instinct right now. I think the European model is going to take this home. GFS, I think GFS and NAM right now are kind of trying to push this a little further to the north too much. It's wanting to buff the southeast ridge more than expected, which this time of the year, especially when you have a trough across the east, it's really hard to get that southeast ridge to kind of buckle back in, because you get a southeast ridge kind of buckling back in, you start talking potential maybe some thunderstorms on the Gulf Coast. So it's a wait and see right now. But gut instinct's telling me that European model is going to take this one home for us here in Arkansas here. So Amy, I don't know either. I've done this for about almost 8 years. I have no idea why people get bread and milk. I really don't. What we did for the winter storm last year, we piled up on the sodas, the snacks, and everything else. I don't know why people get bread and milk. I don't know. I think it's kind of a southern thing why people get it here in Arkansas, why you get bread and milk and stuff like that. I don't know why. I've done this for 8 years. I still don't know why it does. Some people do that, but there's that here. So let me see before. Go Wildcats. Yep, I agree down there in El Dorado. Let me see. I'm gonna go over everything down there right here. So what about Searcy? At this point, Central Arkansas remains uncertain. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the preset map. My face is gonna disappear for a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go back to it real fast, and I'm gonna show you guys that. So this is the preset map at this point here. So face disappeared for a bit, but you can see the overall idea. All right, the potential for impactful winter weather event. That's the key wording up here at the bottom. Excuse me, at the top right corner. The potential for impactful winter weather event. Basically, what that means is that this has the potential of being a winter storm for us here in Arkansas, but it's still a wait and see at this point. Rain to snow from much of central and southern Arkansas. All snow north right now. As said before, this map is going to change a lot over the coming days. Let me repeat that. This map is going to change a lot over the coming days. This is a first look preset map for Saturday and Saturday night. That means that it's just a first look, first guess. I think the European model is going to take this one home. Personally, I think the European model is going to take this home. And if the European model starts getting more traction, what's going to happen is this is going to remain the same, but you're going to see two maps go out. You're going to have this one for during the day on Saturday, and then you're going to have one for Saturday night that's going to have a heavy snow corridor from Little Rock to Memphis up to Jonesboro. I'm starting to get concerned about that I-40 corridor for some reason. The instinct is starting to kick in. It's saying the I-40 corridor from Jonesboro to Memphis down to the metro. We're going to watch that closely at this point here. But this is for rain to snow at this point here. So you're going to start off as rain. And that's even debatable. I want to see what your temperature is going to be as well. There's a lot of uncertainty with this graphic here, guys. It's something that I kind of went with right now because of what the trends are looking at. But this is the map at this point here. So bread for sandwiches and milk for cereal. That's okay. So thank you for explaining that. Thank you for explaining that. So that's why people get the milk and bread for sandwiches and cereal. That's okay. Okay, thank you for explaining that. I finally know the true answer. I've been wanting the answer for that for the last 8 years, and I finally got it. So I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for answering that here. So Russellville is like right there on the line, and Laura, I'm gonna tell you, this is about as close of uncertain map that you're gonna get. I mean, this is the one that I didn't throw away because I made, I think, 4 graphics last night, and I sat there for 2 hours. I was sitting here just for 2 hours straight, trying to figure out. Okay, which one I'm gonna post? Which one I'm gonna go with? Which one I'm gonna lean? I had one that had snow from northern and central Arkansas and rain and snow south. I had one that had heavy snow on it. I had one that had rain and snow from much of Arkansas and in the northern rural counties, all snow. So that's all I did. I literally sat here for 2 hours straight looking at 4 different graphics, figuring out which one I was gonna post, and that was it at this point here. So let me see here. All right, so so also another thing we'll have to watch is the Boston Mountains and the Washita's. We're planning on going up there for a trip. I think that it's going to be wait and see. The European model and the NAM are kind of neck and neck at this point here. So I think that's it. I've gone over all your questions. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me see. Before I'm looking forward to the snow, I'm gonna make some cookies, some hot cocoa. That sounds really good. That's something personally. If I were to go to the store and stock up on for a snow event, that's what I would do at this point. Matthew, I don't think you're gonna have ice with this suit. The reason why you see pink is because you're going from rain to snow, so you're not gonna have ice with this setup. I cannot rule out possibly some sleet kind of mixing in, depending on where that Cavetta band sets up, but I don't think you're gonna have ice here in Arkansas with this event. I think you're just too cold aloft to support the potential of seeing ice event here in Arkansas. I think it's gonna be primarily just a snow event at this point here. So keep in mind, this map is gonna be posted as soon as this live stream is over. Just going over everything at this point here, because the only reason why I'm kind of stalling is because there's people that come in last second and don't see the live stream, and then they want their questions answered here. So it's about 3 o'clock now. I'll stay here until about 3:05, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. So don't forget, keep the snow dancing going. If you like snow, somebody's doing it. Somebody's doing a really good job doing the snow dancing right now. So keep it up. Right now, trends are our best friend. Something that we're gonna watch at this point. Let me see here: potatoes and chicken stock. Soup and potatoes all weekend. That sounds like a winter storm thing right there. So Batesville right now still remains to be seen. It's still a lot of uncertainty with this map. It's a first look preset map. What I'm probably gonna do tonight, I'm gonna see what Zero Z Guidance does. It's gonna be late, but I'm probably gonna issue one probably right around 10:30, 11 tonight. And then I'll have one for you guys in the morning. Then we'll unveil one for the live stream tomorrow. And then we'll go from there here, guys. So that's really it. It's 3 o'clock now. I'll stay in for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to hop off of here, this live stream here. I appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. I appreciate you guys sending stars, by the way, as well. It really, really helps out with the donations and everything else here. So, let me see here. How much are we going to get? So before, accumulations right now still very uncertain. You're not going to see accumulation map out from us until tomorrow. Let me see here. Independence County. Independence County up here in North Central Arkansas. I'm going more confident that you're going to see winter weather up there. Central and South right now, still very uncertain at this point here. So I patrol in North Little Rock. What are you thinking we'll be in for snowy conditions on the roadways? Michael, great question. Right now, very uncertain. Accumulations right now is still kind of up in the air. You're not going to see accumulation maps out too much today because we're just now getting the system. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a look at satellite imagery real quickly here. So it's beginning to come. It's gonna be on sure probably tonight, late tonight, and early part of tomorrow morning. So let me see here. But yeah, it's still a wait and see in Central Arkansas. I think right now the higher impacts will be in North Arkansas, but this is just Wednesday. Something about the European model right now is kicking my instincts. It's like, hey, this is gonna happen. You need to be ready for it. So I'll let you guys know what happens with that. My instincts have been pretty good over the last couple of months here, so we'll go from there here. So I think that's it. Cabot, same thing up there in Central Arkansas. Rain and snow right now. Still remains to be seen. There's a considerable amount of uncertainty with this map, guys. You're gonna see this map go back and forth over the next 2 days here. So what about last year? So this system is not going to be anything like last year unless this thing completely stalls out and it puts a foot of snow on the ground, which honestly, the way this year is going, it wouldn't surprise me. But right now, I don't think this is going to be a repeat of last year. I know a lot of people, when they see snow, they automatically think it's going to be a repeat of February. This was going to be to a much slower scale, but still remains to be seen. We'll talk more about accumulations, impacts, etc. Over the next day or two once we get a better sampling with this system here. So what's the biggest change you've noticed with the last computer model guidance here? Dustin, the fact that this thing continues to go west and it continues to slow down, a much slower trend. That's what I'm worried about. I'm really, 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 really worried about this thing slowing down, stalling out, and somebody in that with a foot of snow under this before this is all said and done. So it's a wait and see right now. It just depends on how everything shapes up. But that's what I'm really worried about. I'm worried about this thing stalling out and somebody coming out of this with a foot of snow by the time we get towards Sunday. So it's still a wait and see. Depending on what computer model guidance right now, they're still shooting in the dark, by the way. Just keep that in mind. We have a little bit of sampling with it, but they're still kind of shooting at the dark because we don't have a true upper air sounding with it yet because it's not on sure at this point. But when it gets on sure, we'll have everything you have, all the samples coming in. We'll hopefully have a better agreement with this. But the Euro right now, I think personally, has the better handle with this situation here. So April, thank you for being here. It's right around 3:05, guys. That's all I got for you guys at this point. As a reminder, stay with us, guys. Stay with us on YouTube as well. We have live streaming ongoing as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you're here, if you're new to the page, leave us a follow, leave us a like. We highly appreciate you guys being here over the next 2 days. It is going to be a fun one for us here in Arkansas. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.